When did you start thinking about a career outside of dance?
Well, here's the funny thing. It's like, I got married when I was 20 years old. I had a son and I was married at 20. So I was, I actually retired as a dancer when I was 24. I stopped dancing, but I put all my time into doing choreography. And then I got a regular 9 to 5 job. So I had a regular 9 to 5 job. And the reason why I stopped dancing is because as a dancer, you cannot control when rehearsals will be. You can't control the days of rehearsal, the hours of rehearsal. As a choreographer, I could though. So I can still have a regular 9 to 5 job and then work my rehearsals around my 9 to 5 job. That's why I only did that. And again, I had a wife, I had a son. I needed to have a steady income, benefits, health insurance, that kind of stuff. So that's why I got a regular 9 to 5 job. So I never left dancing, but um, you know, I was already thinking about a life after dance because of this regular 9 to 5 job. Now, I went from a dancer to a choreographer to working in, corporate America. And then I quit my corporate American job. This was after my kids were grown. When my youngest turned 18, I'm like, okay, well, my kids are grown. That part's done. If I never got married, if I never had any kids, what would I be doing right now? I said, I would be directing. So that's when I decided to quit I was working for the city of San Juan Capistrano, really good paying job, working for a city, benefits, pension, the whole shebang. Quit that job. Lost my girlfriend after I quit that job. She was like, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm gonna go to this small community college here and learn how to write and how to direct. I'm gonna be a director. What? So she's like, we're, in our 40s. We can't really, I can't have that. I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. So she left. And so I went ahead and enrolled to a community college in South Orange County, California, and was there for about a year and a half. I wasn't there to get a degree. I was there because I wanted to learn how to write and how to direct. Just give me the basics. I could take it from there. And then while I was there, I did a short film, and that's what got me my rep. My it's called Reparations. It's a musical, and that's what got me my managers. So I've had maybe about 4 or 5 different careers, over a lifespan, and did pretty well at all of them. And I got what I needed from each of them, and I've learned so much from different people, different backgrounds, and I think it helps me with my writing and it helps me with my directing.
And why not still work for the city of San Juan Capistrano and then take night classes or weekends?
Yeah, because the film classes that I had were not at that time. They were not at times that were convenient for those who had a regular 9 to 5. These are, we look at community college, typically these are kids who just finished high school. So these are 18-year-olds. And so they're not necessarily looking at the fact that you may have a 9 to 5 with heavy responsibilities. So it's like, it was either that or don't go to school. And so I decided that I wanted to do that. I had some money saved up. So I lived on the savings, and towards the end, it got pretty tough. My car got repossessed. I mean, it was tough at the very end. But I was so close to finishing it, and I was doing this thesis project. So that got done. So no, I couldn't do both at the same time. I did do like other odd and ends jobs. I Ubered. I worked as a PA. Worked as a camera assistant. I did a lot of other jobs while I was still in school to make money. So it wasn't like I was just sitting on my savings. But I had a BMW at the time. I had a pretty expensive house. I was living in Irvine. Those areas aren't cheap. Because again, I was making a lot of money at the time working for the city. So yeah, towards the end it hurt really bad in regards to money, losing my girlfriend, and the whole shebang. But and even that first year, it was tough. First year and a half, I would say, was tough because again, I did a lot of odd and end jobs in the entertainment business because again, that's where I wanted to be. But you're not making a lot of money with some of these, some of the grunt work stuff that you do. In fact, for a good year, I was an editor. I edited a lot of not music videos. I edited a lot of videos for YouTube influencers, like people with like 6, 7 million followers, for like makeup tutorials and other kind of weird, quirky little things, because I could work from home and I can write. So that's what I did. I did that for about a year and a half, and making $300 per video, and I would do probably around 5 videos a week of editing, so $1,500. I was doing my best to kind of keep things going and stuff, and I finally got the opportunity to write and direct, a Christmas movie.
Do you remember the day you gave your resignation at your corporate job or your daytime job?
Yeah, I remember that day, and they were very surprised because for them it came out of nowhere. Because I never really had spoken to anybody there and told them what I had planned on doing, and they were surprised and they were shocked, and they were like, "Okay, well, why?" I said, "Well, because I'm going to go back to school to write and direct," and they were like, "What?" Yeah, again, you have the security, the pension, the whole shebang, and yeah, those are all fantastic things, but I know me. And the issue I was going to have is this: I was never going to reach my full potential if I still had one foot in the corporate world, because I knew that if things got tough for me, I would always just be able to fall back into that. So I know I needed to jump in with both feet and almost starve myself to push myself to be the best that I can be in regards to writing and directing and taking the classes that I need to take to learn how to do what I needed to do in order to make movies. So that's kind of what I did. Even when I write today, I write this is my only job. I only write now, I only direct now. I don't have any other side jobs. And I just came to that realization that I was able to do that in 2020. No, 2019 was the first year I was like, you know what? I can actually do this and not worry about taking another job. That was the first time that I did it. It felt really good to get to that point. But up to then I was terrified. And so I did a lot of writing. I write out of fear. Even today, I still write out of fear. And the fear is, this is my last job. I'll never be able to work again. So that's another reason why I have no problems in writing the 15 pages. Because it's either this or starve. But I know that I need to put myself in that mental headspace in order for me to push myself to get to where I am today. And that's why, since 2018, I've directed over 22 episodes of TV and three made-for-TV movies because of the fact that I've pushed myself to that corner where I have to fight to get out. And the only way to do that is to do what I need to do, which is writing and directing.
What kind of conversations were you having with yourself when you said you were living in Irvine, you had a nice car, you had this safe, quote unquote, job? Were you going on lunch hour and saying, you know what, these people are all really nice, but this isn't for me and I need to get out of here?
It's funny, when I came to the point of saying, you know what, I'm done with corporate world. I want to do this writing, directing thing. It actually came out of anger and frustration because I knew there was something missing already in my life in regards to getting back into the arts. I wasn't going to dance. I wasn't going to choreograph anymore. I knew that. So I knew I wanted to jump into the writing and directing. So it was not a hard, difficult decision at all.
I see. So even all the trappings of success, it wasn't worth it to you if you're waking up on Monday mornings not wanting to go into the office.
Yeah. And you're right. I did not want to be in the office, number one, even if the money was okay. And and here's the thing. I looked at it this way. Okay, I'm going to say what I was making, but let's say I'm making $75,000 a year, plus I get a pension, plus I get benefits. That's great. Okay. It's not a lot of money, especially in California. It's not a lot of money. It's okay. I was living in South Orange County. It's not a lot of money in South Orange County, number one. Number two, I'm like, this is my ceiling. I'm limiting myself. As a writer and as a director, the numbers are limitless. So do I want the steady with a ceiling, or do I want to, live more dangerously, but not have the ceiling on me? And so, like I said, after that first year, it was tough. And I'm like, there was a lot of times that I would go back and take a look at, okay, what jobs are available? A lot of times. So it wasn't once I was done, I was done. When things got lean, when things got tough, I did look several times. I even interviewed at some places. So it wasn't like I just left it. But I was like, but I will never get to where I need to get to if I do that. If I do it, I won't grow. And so, we have, that's 2018, 2017, 2018, most of the year, again, it was tough. I even had to move back in with my mom. It was that bad. And, it was a difficult situation, and then I got a phone call that they wanted, that Bounce TV wanted to work with me about doing a musical for a Christmas musical. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so we started having some meetings and back and forth. It wasn't a lot of money. It was, like, it wasn't a lot of money, but it was like my first opportunity. So I went ahead and, and took it, and it grew from there. But that was like the latter part of 2018, like September. So those first 9 months of 2018 was tough. It was tough. But yeah, it's all come through. And then 2019 comes, and I I start making some money. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And actually was more money than I made in working with the city. And then 2020 comes, and then, obviously the COVID situation, everything shuts down. And then we pick back up again in like August. And then I made more money in 2020 in 4 months than I made in 2019. So I'm like, okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I see that this actually can work. And I'm happy that I did not take those other jobs that I was on the keys, about to submit my resume for.
Was there a feeling of you might lose friends or acquaintances if you left that world, that corporate world?
No, I didn't feel like I was going to lose friends or acquaintances. I wasn't really friendly with a lot of the people there. Let me clarify. I'm friendly with everyone, but it's not like we didn't hang out. I didn't do things like that. So no, it wasn't not an issue for me at all.
Okay, so it wasn't like, you weren't going to lose, a circle of friends or anything. But okay.
No.
Okay, great.
My circle of friends are not necessarily people that I work with in the corporate world. I'm friendly with everyone, but we didn't hang out. My circle of friends are folks that I went to high school with. Those are folks I'm still really tight. There's about 7 or 8 of us, and we talk once or twice a week, in group chats and stuff like that. So, no, my friends are people that I've grown up with since I was 14 years of age.